He's a very smart prince.
Hello, I'm Zoe and I'm playing Cinderella.
He's a prince who prepares, knowing this time I'd run from him.
So Cinderella is basically the scullery maid of her stepmother and new stepsisters. Her mother has died and her dad has remarried. And they're just not very nice people. And so she has to do all the dirty work. She never gets to have any fun, and she eventually breaks out and goes to the festival and gets to have some fun in a very pretty dress. And then she eventually marries the prince, and it's all wonderful. And then she actually realises that that isn't the life that she wants. She wants something in between. She just wants to be happy, and all this fuss and kind of pomp isn't really for her.
He spread pitch on the stairs. I was caught unawares, and I thought, well, he cares.
My favourite line, I've got a couple. My favourite, I think, sung line is actually The Witch, where in Your Fault she says, it's your father's fault that the curse got placed and the place got cursed in the first place. Because she's just going, not my fault. And when Red says that her granny has died, unfortunately the reaction isn't always as sincere as it needs to be from Cinderella.
Better stop and take stock while you're standing here stuck on the steps of the palace.
I got involved with acts because I was actually in another theatre group, and Jane poached me. She brought me along when they were doing Jesus Christ Superstar and said, can Zoe watch? And Mikey, who was directing at the time, said no, she can't watch. They're closed rehearsals. She either gets on stage or she doesn't watch. So I went, no, it's absolutely fine. I'll come along for the panto and I'll start when the group starts a new show. 20 minutes later, Mikey says, Zoe, darling, come on stage. I've got a spot for you. And so about 5 weeks before the show, I was on stage. So yeah, that's how I got involved, and it was a very good thing.
What do you want? You think, make a decision. Why not stay and be caught? You think,
plenty of funny stories from being a member of acts. Every
What's
rehearsal.
the one that springs to mind?
There's two. First one is, oh no, actually there's three. One of them's not funny though. First one is in Jesus Christ Superstar when Scott forgets how to count. And so he's counting out the lashings on Jesus. I think he gets to 32 and then just decides to skip to 34. And you'd see the whole audience just kind of go, what? And everyone on stage went, and he carried on, but since then it's been a running joke as to what comes after 32. Another one is actually when Howard won his Curtain Call Award for his role of Judas in Jesus Christ Superstar. I think there's many stories that can probably not be repeated from that night, given how drunk he was, but it was a beautiful moment that sticks in my mind. Third one, not necessarily funny, but it's one that I'll never live down, is ending up in A&E during the dress rehearsal of the variety show. I was in a lot of numbers in the show, and in the dress rehearsal, something got injured. I was carted off in an ambulance, still in my tap shoes with a crown on my head, and they had to basically cut out a lot of the show. So I am the reason there is now a limit as to how many numbers you can do.
on the journey into the